Well, one down. Where do I even begin to start with this game? Now, I don't want to upset Slurp FC too much. I don't want to upset Psycho FC too much, who are hardcore Indiana Fever, Stephanie White stands, cult members, whatever you want to call them. Absolutely love the Fever, love Stephanie White. Will have no conversations that include anything negative about Amber or Kelly or the wonderful Stephanie White. So, in honor of them, I'm going to start out with something very, very positive. And actually, this is sincere. I mean this. I actually wanted to start out positive with this because I think it is really, really well deserved. If I can find it here, is Michaela Timpson, folks. Now look, I talked about her since she was drafted. I was disappointed she didn't get enough time last season, and I know that's Stephanie White's thing. And I also know that she wouldn't have got the time she did today if there weren't for a couple of things. Monique Billings being out, MHA being not good, and partly Aaliyah Boston, the highest paid player in the league, being out of shape, which put, by the way, Demiris Dantas into a very, very difficult situation. Her having come in and missed some of training camp because she was stuck in a visa situation, but she had to get thrown out there for a lot longer than you'd expect in matchups that were not good for her defensively, although she shot the ball well today, which was good to see. But Michaela Timpson, man, huge bright spot for this team. Came in, played 19 minutes, 11 points, 5 of 6 from the field, grabbed a couple of rebounds. I actually thought she had more rebounds, but very active defensively as well. I mean, we see the reach and everything she has. Michaela Timpson looks really, really good today, like really good to the point where again, this is also a problem. I don't think MHA is going to be it. And look, I love the fire she plays with. I understand that she would absolutely defend Caitlin Clark in any of the situations we've had the past 2 seasons to which no one has defended Caitlin Clark, sans Sophie Cunningham. But she just doesn't have it anymore. She's a vet. She's played a long time. She might give you some good minutes here and there, just purely on aggression and so forth. But you could see it today. Like it's not there. It's just not there. And Michaela Timpson could very well end up taking Monique Billings' spot. No shade to Monique at all. And Monique has been had a very good career coming off the bench. But I mean, if there's one thing in this entire game that I can say, yeah, you know what? I don't have any criticism for that. It's Michaela Timpson. So, but the next problem that brings is, again, how weak this team is in terms of depth with their bigs, right? MHA is not it. Okay. Now she's going to get minutes, right? It's the first game of the season. I know Stephanie White's just not going to put her at the end of the bench. But really, let's say Monique Billings comes back healthy. Dantas can give you minutes, but they're going to be limited. I love the things she can help with that team offensively, but at her age and maybe injuries have taken the toll. Like, granted, she doesn't move great, right? She's not going to defend some of these quicker players in the posts or on the perimeter. So she's going to give you limited minutes in certain situations where she can be productive, spacing the floor, offensively speaking. That leaves Timpson as the only other big on this team, which is insane. Got a bunch of guards who didn't get in the game today, but we sure could use some forwards because, again, rebounding is always a problem as well, as we know. So, but other than that, man, look, gave up 107 points to the 10 and 34 Dallas Wings. That is not good, right? Caitlin Clark was she got them fired up and let a comeback in the second half before trailing off again. But part of that is, and that was it. Aaliyah ended up getting her points, kind of, but she wasn't very good today, and she was out of shape. Out of shape. $6.3 million contract, but she comes in out of shape, which is the other thing that a lot of people are going to struggle with that they don't want to talk about. And that is expectations now that you're in a legit league and getting paid. Lexi Hull, you're not that go getter, underrated underdog player we're all rooting for now coming off the bench trying to earn minutes. You have a 2-year, $800,000 per year contract. Unacceptable. And I get it. People are going to say, well, she didn't play in the preseason games. Yeah, but You have to play when you're playing, okay? And does that mean this is all we're going to get? No. But again, let's look. I mean, 15 minutes, 0 of 2 from the field, one rebound, a turnover. That's all she's got. That's all she's got. By the way, Caitlin Clark was a +2 in this game, and Kelsey Mitchell, despite all her points, was a -5, which was actually the biggest minus or the worst plus minus for the team, tied with Raven. Kelsey Mitchell had the which goes to the thing I want to say about Kelsey Mitchell, and I've said this before, and I've said she's the best shooting guard in the WNBA, but that's all she is. That's all she has. She has nothing else, which means when she's not lights out, she was lights out early, but not lights out in the second half. She's a negative for the team, and yet Stephanie White wants to run the team through her, right? Because what else does she do? She can't D. She doesn't pass. Right? I mean, I'm looking at here, it's got 4 assists, and I'm like, really? I watched that game. I don't think so. But she doesn't really offer anything else. So when she's not hitting, it's a real problem for this team. You know what I'm saying? Um, Sophie Cunningham also only took 2 shots in 25 minutes. Now, she didn't play poorly overall. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, but only taking 2 shots. Um, Caitlin Clark, 7 of 18, 2 of 9 from three. But that's where we're going to get into the other stuff. Is there was nothing I saw from this team that makes me go, yeah, you know what? They're going to be all right. And look, they may be. It's a long season. Please, people are going to get the wrong impression like, oh, well, he's crashing out. It's only one game. No. Well, by the way, though, we heard that with, oh, it's only training camp. Oh, it's only the first preseason game. Oh, it's only the second preseason game. This is a team, kind of like I mentioned with Lexi Hull and the contract, with high expectations, with title expectations, and players are now getting paid. Kelsey Mitchell, unlike players who sacrificed, signed the super max. That comes with things, okay? And that also means criticism's going to be bigger. It's going to be harsher. It's going to come more quickly for these players when they don't go out and produce. And but the big problem, I want to go back to the coaching. And hey, if you think I'm wrong, let me know. But where did you see? First of all, I think maybe I saw maybe one real pick and roll all game long. Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston spent now. Obviously, Caitlin didn't play a lot last season, but when she did, it was still there. Best pick and roll game in the WNBA by far. I think maybe I saw one pick and roll from them this game. I didn't see. I don't think I saw one legitimate pick set for Caitlin Clark, whether she was on the ball or off the ball. Kelsey Mitchell never even sets a pick at all. She runs towards Caitlin's defender and then cuts toward the basket, just hoping Caitlin will hit her with a pass. Uh, I saw nothing defensively. This is supposed to be a defensive-minded coach, right? What was the system? Is it that the players are that lost? Is it so complicated that the players look slow and confused because they're thinking too much in terms of what it is they're supposed to do, what their responsibilities are? Or is there really no defensive system? I didn't see an offensive system. I mean, I didn't see anything that made me go, okay. Don't even get me started on the final play that could have been a three-pointer to tie the game, where we're going to use Caitlin Clark as a decoy and run her into multiple defenders like a fullback or a linebacker, so Kelsey Mitchell can chuck up a three, because she wasn't exactly lighting it up either from 3-point range, right? Kelsey Mitchell 2 of 9, Caitlin Clark 2 of 9. Neither one exactly lighting it up. You know what I'm saying? Oh my. It'd be interesting to see what Slurp FC has to say about all this. They'll probably get upset that those of us that are criticizing. But look, there's no system on either side of the ball from what I'm seeing right now. No system from either side of the ball. No pick is ever set for Caitlin Clark, as I just mentioned. I think there was one pick and roll. And here's something that's really concerning that I want to know is, are they lying to us again? Does Caitlin Clark have an injury? We did the whole back brace thing, and then, oh, no, it's not. It's about measuring performance and all of that. Well, she went into, I don't think she went totally into the training room, or she might have once, but she went at least back into the tunnel twice in the second half to get treatment. I believe she was on the trainer's table, and she came back in both times, but she absolutely was getting treatment. And it seems like there could be a groin or a back injury for Caitlin Clark. That is a problem. I mean, where do we even begin to go with that? Now, one thing I did see for sure that, again, I'll give you another positive. Caitlin Clark, first of all, in the first half, man, looked uninspired, dejected, defeated, didn't seem to be in it emotionally. Like she had kind of accepted, hey, they're going to turn me into basically a role player who can maybe hit a big shot or throw a good pass to a teammate now and then, but I'm not the focal point. I'm not even really the second, maybe not even the third option on this team. I'm just sort of here to help bail them out when I can. That's how it looked in the first half with the way she was acting and her body language. And I don't mean that in an insulting or bratty way. I mean, I get it. The weight of everything is on Caitlin Clark. I can't imagine what she's gone through being completely surrounded by people who I think I just a bee just got into the in here. Anyway, I'm allergic to bees. But yeah, so it didn't look, it looked bad for her body language. There is one too, right by my face, isn't there? Um, so now I'm distracted. But anyway, but then in the second half, early in that third, she came out different. She looked like Caitlin Clark. And then everything picked up. The defensive intensity picked up. The team had a nice, great run. They come back. They tied the game. It just looked completely, completely different. And it was like, yeah, I get it. You know what the key to this team is? Psycho Caitlin Clark. That's what we need all the time. And everybody is doing everything they can to get rid of that player. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of people defending those who are trying to get rid of that Caitlin Clark because that Caitlin Clark is the superstar. That Caitlin Clark is the monster. Back from technical difficulties, I had to get that bee out of here. It does not belong here. Completely lost my train of thought, but luckily I was finishing up anyway because there's some other things I want to talk about, some more specifics about the game and things Caitlin Clark did that I want to get into in another video, which I will do. But yeah, look, to finish up with positives, love the way Michaela Timpson played. Hope she gets minutes. Saw glimpses of the Caitlin Clark that I want to see. Other than that, man, I guess they got to learn to play together. They got to figure it out. They got to get in shape, some of these players, because they just look disconnected. The whole thing looked messed up. Again, I mean, Lexi took two shots. Sophie Cunningham took two shots. It was it was messy. And losing to the 10 and 34 Dallas Wings, although I know they have a different roster now, so do we. Not the greatest start in the world. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Smash the like button, subscribe. Go have the day you deserve. I will talk to you later.